Good morning, dear student. Once again, welcome in our science class. So now, as you know that you come to know that we are going to for conducting a PT test for you. So now today's class is about water. That is a revision class, and we revise or summarize all the important topics and points of chapter first here. So now in coming a few days there will be a test for you, a PT first. So we revise here the first chapter, and for the new student, if you have any problem regarding this both chapter, second and the third chapter, so please you go through the our school YouTube channel and subscribe it, and you can find it all the videos from there. And after that, if you have any problem, you can ask to your teacher or subject teacher, concern to your subject teacher, so they can guide you properly. But if regarding any videos, you can go through the school YouTube channel. You can find it all kinds of the or all different types of videos related to your chapter. For science, you can also find all the videos from for the first chapter and the second chapter. So please go through the school YouTube channel, St. Paul School Shivgans, and you can watch there all the different topics and videos. So now here today in today's class, we are going to hear what we are discussing or summarize some important points of chapter first. Means that chapter coming in your test first chapter, that is what is a matter around us pure. This is the second chapter of a textbook. This is the second chapter. So in your PT first, the syllabus for PT first is two chapter number second and chapter number third. Second is about water, is matter around pure, and third chapter is atoms and molecules. So these both chapter are syllabus for your PT. So now in today's class, we are going to discuss some important topic of this second chapter. So now pure substance means, as you know that pure substance means in general way, if we are talking about the pure substance, means there will be no adulteration, means no cheaper quality things mixed with the consumable items. But in science, if we are talking about the pure substance, so pure substance means the substance which are made up of only the one kind of atoms or molecules. Okay, so that substance is called what? Pure substance means that matter which is made up of only same kind of atoms and molecules, that should be considered as a what? Pure substance. Okay, so pure substance which is made up of means the substance or matter which is made up of same kind of atoms or molecules, that is considered as a water pure substance. So now in the nature, the pure substance are found in the two form. What are the first one? This pure substance is found in the two pure form, that is compound, and second one is elements. Okay, so in the form of elements, elemental form, or second one is a compounding form. So these are the two pure form. These elements may be metals or maybe non-metals. Means the pure substance, this pure substance may be found in the compound, in the form of compound, or it may be in the form of water elements. Now next is water. So other than this pure substance, that is called water mixture. So when the mixture is formed when the two or more substance combined together in any ratio, any ratio, then it forms water mixture. So means for compound, when one or more atoms or molecules combine chemically in a fixed ratio, in a definite proportion or in a definite fixed ratio, then it forms water compound. But in mixtures, generally what you know that you see that in the mixtures, generally we are mixing the things in any ratio, in any proportion, means there will be no fixed ratio. We are not taking a random the quantity of any substance and just we mix it, so it forms water mixture. So compound is formed when the two or more atoms or you can say the molecules combine chemically in a fixed ratio, so then it forms water compound. And element is also pure form, and this element may be found in the metals or in the form of non-metals, or third is in between that is called water metalloids. So now next this matter is found either it is in the pure substance or in the pure form, or second maybe you can see that in the case in a form of a mixture. So mixtures can be classified into two types, homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous. Means we have the two different types of mixtures. What are these? These mixtures can be categorized into two categories or two types: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so this mixtures classify into two categories or two types of homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous. Homogeneous mixtures is a type of mixtures which have a uniformly composition throughout the mixture, means which combined uniformly. Suppose that if we are mix salt and sugar in the water, so what happen? It mix totally, that sugar and salt totally mixed with the water uniformly. Means from starting or from the last we have the same taste of that solution. So that solution is formed after adding the sugar and salt into water. That is example of water homogeneous mixture. Means it's completely mixed throughout or uniformly mixed. That is called water homogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture means a type of mixtures in which water means substance cannot mix uniformly. For example, if you are taking some iron fillings and sulfur and carbon, this like, and normally you mixed it, so it forms water. It forms heterogeneous mixtures. Means you cannot find the uniformity there. Suppose that somewhere the iron fillings is much more, somewhere you can find it sulfur in much more amount. Means that is not uniformly mixed. So homogeneous mixture means a type of mixtures in which the constituents or you can say the elements or substance mix together uniformly throughout the mixture. कहने का मतलब कि एक जैसा आप यदि मिक्स करते हो completely एक दूसरे में मिक्स हो जाते हैं और you cannot able to find that substance. So उसको कहेंगे uniformly mix, एक जैसा मिक्स हो जाता है. सपोज दैट आपने जैसे ना नमक ऐड किया तो ना आपको नमक आप either you can take from upper surface or from the middle layer or from the bottom, you can find it the same taste, there will be no change in the taste. But in the case of heterogeneous mixtures generally the sand, if we mix the sand and this other iron fillings, so that forms what a heterogeneous mixture. वो means एक जैसा mixture नहीं होता है. कहीं पे आप पे ना सैंड स्टोन या ग्रेवल्स या ना मिट्टी पत्थर ज़्यादा मिलेंगे, कहीं पे आयरन फिलिंग्स ज़्यादा होगी. So that not uniformly mixed. So that type of mixture is called what a heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so shall I write this one? Metal already we discussed in the 8th class about the metals and non-metals, many properties. Metals are sonorous, metals are ductile, metals are a good conductor of heat and electricity. Metals produce the ringing sound. So these are the property of what? Metals. Okay, and non-metals means generally poor conductor of heat and electricity. It cannot produce ringing sound, means metals are non-sonorous. It not shows the property of ductility or malleability. So these are the property of a non-metal. So pure substance exists in two form. Either it is maybe in the form of compound, or compound is formed when two or more atoms or molecules combine chemically in a fixed ratio, then form what a compound. Or element, already you know that elemental form. You know that there are the 118 elements in the nature. So that is what pure substance. For example, examples of an element: hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, sodium, neon, titanium, scandium, vanadium. This all elements are either maybe non-metal or a metal. These are the elemental forms. So that is what a purest form of a substance. Okay. So I rough it and then we discuss about what a solution. So now next what is this solution. So solution means what? Solution is a homogeneous mixtures of the two or more substance. Means this solution is a homogeneous type of mixture. So homogeneous type of mixture means which have the same composition throughout the mixture, or you can say the uniformly composition of a substance. So generally you know that this solution is formed. Not it is generally when we are talking about a solution. So what the things came in our mind? We are thinking about the liquid. Means that when the milk is mixed with water it forms water solution. Yeah, either you can say the sugar and salt is added with the water, it forms solution. Not same thing happening, means solution may be in the form of solid, maybe in the form of a liquid when the liquid mix with the liquid, solid mix with the solid, or a gaseous mix with the gaseous. So it forms what a solution. So generally, in general way, if in general way this solution is formed. Solution is formed when solvent and solute mixed together. Solvent means the substance which we are taking in a large quantity, more amount. But it is always in a water less amount. So for example, if we are preparing the solution of a salt solution, suppose that we are taking the example of a salt solution. If we are preparing the salt solution, so this salt solution is prepared by water, solvent and water, solvent and a solute. So solvent here, the water or H2O is water. That is, water is in the form of a solvent, means which have the capability to dissolve a solute. Means वो substance जो क्या है उसके अंदर कैपेबिलिटी है सॉल्यूट को अंदर अपने अंदर डिसॉल्व करने की, दैट इज कॉल्ड वाटर, दैट इज कॉल्ड अ सॉल्वेंट. एंड solute generally which in a less amount. So here we form water salt solution. So here salt, that salt, or you can say the NaCl. This NaCl is water solute. So generally here in the salt solution the solvent is in a liquid form and the salt is in a solid form. Same thing happening with the when we are preparing the sugar solution. So solution is formed when the solvent is mixed with the solute. Yeah, you can say the solute mixed in a solvent. So when the solvent and solute mix together, it forms what? A solution. So here one thing, this solvent is in a liquid form and another this solid is in a solid form. For more example, alloy. Alloys, this alloys is also a water solution, but it is solution of water, solid. When how can you define the alloy? Alloy means when we are mixing water, yeah, when we combine metal with metal or metal with non-metal in a fixed ratio or in a fixed definite proportion by mass, then it forms water, alloy. So that alloy is also an example of water. That alloy is also an example of a water solution. For example, bronze. Bronze is also a for example brass. So this brass is a water alloy, and this alloy is formed by water, zinc plus copper. Okay, so this brass is formed by the combination or by mixing of water, zinc and copper. Okay, so this is 70% and this is 30%. Means when we are taking, suppose that we want to form the 100 gram brass. This 100 gram brass, and brass is water alloy, means which is formed by the water mixing of two metal, which one, zinc and copper. So suppose that we want to form 100 gram brass. So this 100 gram brass is formed when we are taking 30 gram zinc and 70 gram what, copper. So it forms 100 gram brass. So what is this brass? Brass is a alloy of two metal. When we combine this zinc and copper, so it forms water, brass. So this is called water alloy. So alloy is when formed. Alloy is formed when the two or more metals combined together in a fixed composition or in a fixed ratio, or you can say when the two or more metal or a non-metal, either metal with metal or metal with a non-metal also we can mix, so it form water alloy. Now next is this solution. So if we classify this solution is categorized or classified into the three forms: true solution, suspension, and a colloidal solution. So these are the three different types of water solution: true solution, suspension solution, and a water colloidal solution. So these are the different types of or three different types or three different forms of a solution. Now this true solution sometimes is also known as a solution. So these are categorized or classified based on what its a specific property. So now next we are going to discuss about the properties of a true solution, suspension solution, and a colloidal solution. Okay. So first one is a true solution. So there are the specific characteristics of a solution or true solution. True solution is a homogeneous type of a solution, means which shows the uniform composition throughout the mixtures or the solution. The size of particle, that is a very small, or you can say it is the size of a particles is a 1 nanometer, means 10 to the power 9 minus 9 meter. This true solution, the particle size is very small, so due to that we cannot able to see through our naked eye. It's very small particle. So that particle is a very smaller in a size, so it is a stable means if we shake it well, so we cannot able to see the particles in a that solution. Then due to the very small of size of particle, the light beam cannot be scattered by this solution. So means this solution cannot show the Tyndall effect. You know what is Tyndall effect? Tyndall effect means the scattering of light beam by a solution. This effect is called what? Tyndall effect. ओके मीन्स किसी भी सॉल्यूशन में से यदि लाइट पास करते हैं तो उसके पार्टिकल के द्वारा यदि लाइट उसमें से पास होती है, या इफ वी कैन एबल टू सी द विजिबल पाथ ऑफ लाइट थ्रू दैट सॉल्यूशन ड्यू टू द बिग साइज of a particle, that fact is called what? Tyndall effect. So this solution, these two solutions cannot show Tyndall effect, means the beam of light cannot be visible through the solution because what? The size of particle is very small. If so it's a homogeneous, but if we are talking about the suspension solution, so if suppose that fine chalk powder is mixed with the water, so it forms water. Starch powder is mixed with the water, so it forms a suspension solution. So means water suspension solution is a heterogeneous type of a solution. Okay, it is a heterogeneous type of a solution. The size of particle is big enough, that's why it can able to scatter the beam of a light. Suppose that if we prepare the chalk powder solution or starch powder solution, so we generally find smaller particles in that solution. So that solution is a water suspension solution, and this suspension solution is a heterogeneous type of solution. The particle size is big enough to scatter a beam of light, means the light can be passed through suspension solution, means it shows the effect, Tyndall effect. And it is unstable. Why it is unstable? Because if we left it overnight, so the particles can be settled down at the what? At the bottom. Okay, the particles settle down at the bottom and it forms a separate layer. Now, okay, if next the colloidal solution. So, do you understand this one? 1 minute, sorry. Sorry for this pausing video because of some technical problem now. So, next one was the colloidal solution. This colloidal solution is a heterogeneous type of a solution. The size of particle is too smaller to see individually through the naked eyes, means a very smaller size, but it's not but the size is enough bigger that can scatter a beam of light, means देखने के लिए काफ़ी छोटी होती है कि we cannot able to see through our naked eyes, but इतने भी छोटी नहीं है कि वो लाइट के बीम को स्कैटर नहीं करे, मीन्स साइज इनफ है for the scattering a beam of light, means it can show the Tyndall effect. Now this is colloidal solution. This colloidal solutions do not settle down, means if we left it undisturbed for a while, for a long time period, water do not settle down, and because of that it is quite stable. Okay, some thing about this suspension is unstable and it's a heterogeneous type, and it cannot can be separated from a mixture, means by a process of filtration we can separate, or by other process we can separate the particles or substance from suspension solution. But in the case of true solutions cannot be settled down because of the particle is very fine and very small, so it cannot be settled down and cannot be separated, means simply the true solution, the particle of true solution cannot be separated by a process of filtration. But in the case of this, we can separate it by some method, means because of the size of particle is big enough to separate by the filtration process. Okay, because here the size of particles is very small, so they can pass through the filter paper. But in this case, we can separate the particles of a suspension solution. Okay, so this is all about the solution and its type and its property. This all things are given in your textbook. Just you go through the textbook and see all the characteristics of a water solution. Okay, now next if we are talking about the solubility. So solubility, you know that what solubility means the capability of a solvent to dissolve a solute. Okay, means कोई भी जो सॉल्वेंट है उसको उसके अंदर किसी भी दूसरे सॉलिड को डिसॉल्व करने की कितनी कैपेसिटी है, दैट इज कॉल्ड वाटर सॉल्युबिलिटी. ओके, एंड सॉल्युबिलिटी जनरली यू नो दैट इट इंक्रीज विद वाटर, increase with the temperature. If we increase the temperature, then what happen? Up to some extent, the solubility of that substance can be increased. Now next, saturated solution. Saturated solution means what? And even there are the two different type of solution, saturated and unsaturated solution. So that we discuss saturated solution and unsaturated solution. So I shall rough this board and then we discuss. So next what is the saturated solution. Saturated solution means when no more solute can be dissolved in a solution at a given temperature. It is called water saturated solution. Means what? Means there will be no possibility to dissolve any more solute in a water in a solution at a particular temperature or at a given temperature. For example, means suppose that we are taking the 100 ml water at the room temperature, nearby 25 or 22 degree, and we are adding some fixed amount of water, sugar or a salt, maybe a 50 gram or a 5 spoon like this, whatever. So whatever the solution is formed by adding that salt and the sugar, that is called water. Means we are adding continually some amount of the sugar, and then water one level is one level at that temperature is come where we are not at that level, we are not able to add any more amount of a solute in that solution. So that type of solution is called water saturated solution. Means after that there will be no possibility to dissolve any more, even a half spoon of sugar and salt. यानी उसमें आप अब कुछ भी नहीं मिला सकते, यानी उसकी जो कैपेबिलिटी थी वो बस उतनी ही थी, वहाँ तक ही आप उसमें ऐड कर सकते हो. ओके, उस टेम्परेचर पर्टिकुलर टेम्परेचर पे. सो दैट टाइप ऑफ सॉल्यूशन इज कॉल्ड वाटर saturated solution. Second होता है unsaturated solution. If the amount of the solute contained in a solution is less than the saturation level, means the amount of the solute is less than the saturation level. Means saturation level means what? Means that solution have some capability to dissolve more solute in that. So that type of solution is called a unsaturated solution. Now next we are talking about what? Concentration. So if we are talking about the concentration, so concentration is tells us about what? It tells us about the amount of solute present in a given solution. Suppose that if we are form one sugar solution or salt solution, and we want to calculate the concentration, means how much amount of salt and sugar added in this solution, or what percentage of sugar and salt dissolved in that solvent or in water, so that forms a sugar solution or a salt solution. So that percentage, that amount of water solute present in a given amount of solution. For example 100 gram of a sugar solution, मैंने कहा कि 100 ग्राम शुगर सॉल्यूशन है. अब उसमें जो है कितना जो भी अमाउंट होगा, सपोज कितना उसमें शुगर जो है वो ऐड हुआ या डिसॉल्व हुआ है, तो दैट अमाउंट इज कॉल्ड वाटर कंसंट्रेशन. दैट टेल्स अस अबाउट द कंसंट्रेशन. यानी 50% है उसमें, यानी 50 ग्राम है या 60 ग्राम है या 70% 80% है. सो दैट इज टेल्स अस अबाउट द कंसंट्रेशन. ओके, सो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कंसंट्रेशन देयर आर द टू डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ सॉल्यूशन, concentrated solution and a dilute solution. If concentration solution means the amount of solute is more, ज़्यादा solute का amount है, solute part ज़्यादा है, तो that solution is called what? Concentrated solution. और dilute solution means suppose that हम कोई dilute solution बनाते means उसमें जो solvent का portions है वो ज़्यादा है और solute कम है, less amount में, तो that is solution is called what? Dilute solution. Okay. Now next there are the two method for finding water concentration. So concentration can be calculated or can be find mass by mass percentage, or second volume by volume percentage. So in the first method, mass by mass percentage. So mass by mass percentage we can calculate the mass of solute divided by mass of a solution. For example, suppose that we have formed one solution, this 100 gram water is added with the 50 gram this water, and this is water salt. Okay, 100 gram हमने क्या लिया water and 50 gram क्या है salt. So it forms water, it forms a solution. So how much solution is formed? 150 gram. This is water solution. Okay, this is water solution. Now next, if we want to find water, the concentration of water by mass, है ना, concentration of a solution. So here the mass of a solute. The mass of solute means water. The mass of a salt. Mass by mass percentage. Okay. So mass of a water solute. So mass of solute means this one 50 gram divided by mass of solution. How much solution is formed by adding both? So that is 150 multiply with the water 100. So now this we can cancel it. 5 with the 5 and 5 with 15. So 100 by 3 means this is 33.33. So this is water, the concentration of that solution. Okay. So in same way we can also calculate by the volume by volume percentage. So volume of solution that is given in a liquid form. For example, we are preparing the solution 100 ml water and 60 ml alcohol. So it forms the solution. Solution of alcohol. How much? 160 ml. This is total solution. So now we want to calculate the volume by volume of percentage. I am calculating here volume of solute. How much solute is there? 60 ml. And how much solution is formed? 160 multiplied with the water 100. Okay. So this you can cancel it. So this 6 into 100 divided by 60. So means 600 divided by 60. In this way you can calculate. By calculating or finding the values, you can find out the concentration of a solution. Okay. So in this way we can calculate the concentration of a solution by mass by mass percentage and the volume by volume percentage. Okay. And one more important information for you, that next Monday I will take the class test, or you can say that online test after revising both the chapter. So that is from first and second chapter. So be ready for that on the coming Monday. Okay. And once again I repeat that if you have new students, mostly the many students are demanding for the revising these chapters, so you can find all the matter related to notes from a YouTube channel of our school. So you can search all the topics there. You can find it all the videos related to this topic. Okay. So please don't forget about the class test. Next Monday there will be a class test of this both chapter second and third. Okay, so this is about the first chapter, and the second chapter I revised in the next class. Okay, or in the next video, or maybe I send you through the notes and by the other method. Okay, so have a nice day. Thanks again, once again. Ready for water test. Okay, have a nice day. Thank you.